I've been on for a long time.
What are you doing?
Okay, so, evidence of God is,
It's not nice, is it?
what?
That when we're in the middle of a conversation, you just turn your head and This is a brother who's tapped out, so I'm going to have a random conversation with him. What the hell is this? It's another spasm.
Now. Sir, you have spasms, chicken noises, and everything.
Brother, relax.
No.
Please see a psychologist.
Okay,
so
do you believe that you are a dependent being?
Oh, really? Was that
Hugh
the
Grant's
spiel?
tapped out.
You don't know if you're a dependent being or not?
I just want the
Wow.
evidence of God, please.
Well, in order for me to give you evidence, I have to make an argument, right? If you have patience of a few minutes, you will understand what the argument is. Are you a dependent being, sir?
Dependent on what?
Dependent on things around you. Could be oxygen, could be food, could be laws, whatever.
I'm certainly dependent on oxygen.
Right. And other forces and whatnot, right?
I don't know, I'd prefer to define them.
To define gravity. Well, that's the job of Einstein, right?
I'm not dependent on gravity, I'd probably float off, but I depend on oxygen to live, yeah?
Okay, no problem. We'll go with what you're saying. So you're
Okay.
dependent on things, yeah? Food, water, etc., yeah? Right. Are those things in turn dependent on something else? It's really not a difficult
You're not
question.
going to hit me with you're going to have to define it.
Look, let's just... Dependency, it doesn't get more simpler than that. Yeah, either you're dependent...
All right, we'll cut to the point.
Okay. So, philosophically, there are three forms of existences, right?
If you say so, I'd like to hear them.
Right. Something that is contingent, impossible, and necessary.
Expand.
Right. Something which is necessary can cease to exist. Something that's necessary cannot cease to exist, is not composed of parts, and cannot be any other way.
Why?
Because definitionally, for it to be considered something necessary, if it has parts, by definition is dependent upon those parts, thereby making it contingent.
Hey, bro, leave it.
I might find it incredibly necessary to be, I don't know,
Leave it. Don't speak to him. He's an idiot.
to have petrol in the car.
Okay.
That doesn't mean
Is he
it
my friend?
doesn't disappear.
Did I show you?
Could get stolen.
Okay, mate.
Look, this
Anything
is
could
a
happen.
very low-level response to what I've said. If you haven't understood what I've said,
No.
tell me. I will be more than happy to reword or explain. Take my time
Please
with you.
reword and
With the
explain.
gentleman that was there, right from the get-go, we were talking over each other, but with yourself, maybe it might be a different conversation. If you don't know, I'll be more than happy to expand on what I've said.
So there's
Okay,
three
brother.
forms.
Okay, so when we're talking about existence, yeah, that's something that's axiomatic. We have to accept that.
Axiomatic.
Yeah.
You're using incredibly large words.
Okay.
Help me.
Okay. So something that is foundational to our understanding of the world is that there is existence. Correct?
Ignore.
You can say you disagree.
I'm still listening.
No, you can say you disagree. I have to
I don't
walk
have
you
to.
through
I
it.
don't have to.
No, because if you don't believe there is existence, the argument won't make sense to you.
All right, so I'll say yes.
Right.
Is that what?
Well,
it
you're
is,
saying
mate?
it like you're doing me a favor.
Well, I've got to, because I've got no idea where you're coming from or your
You don't
logic.
have to. If you're being honest, you'll follow me through, and if there's something that I say incorrect, you'll stop me there. If you're
Not
trying
giving
to,
a full answer, are you?
well, if I give you the full argument, you're not going to understand it because you said yourself you want me to break down certain things.
I won't understand the full argument if you give it to me. Now that sounds like a contradiction.
Do you want me to give you the full argument in one go?
I just want you to explain it to me, man. We don't have to go backwards and forwards like me. Prove
We actually
the
do.
existence
We
of
actually
God.
do. So, if you believe that there is existence, which is foundational to our understanding of the world, yeah, it's actually a priori, to use a philosophical term. Now, there are three different types of existences: an impossible existence, a contingent existence, and a necessary existence. A contingent existence is something that is made of parts, it can be any other way, and it can cease to exist. A necessary existence is something that's the opposite of what I said, yeah? Which cannot cease to exist, is not composed of parts, and cannot be any other way. Yeah, this is something that you can get from modal logic. This is something that's there in S5 modal logic. So this is something that's there for you to check out. Yeah. Now, as human beings, we are contingent because by definition, we are composed of parts. We can cease to exist, and we could have been a different way. Now, if we take this and expand this as to what we are contingent upon, that thing itself will be contingent, that thing in turn will be contingent. So the philosophical conundrum is either that chain goes on forever or there is an end to that chain. If there is an end to that chain, then philosophically, definitionally, it has to be a necessary existence. If you believe that that chain goes on forever, what you're conceding to is a infinite regress, which does not make sense because by definition, something contingent has to rely on something which is necessary. That's my argument.
Got it. So, in other words, God is not contingent on anything.
Yes, good.
So there has to be something knocking about there which is not contingent on anything.
To be precise in my language, I've used the term necessary existence because some people have an issue with the term God. So I've defined that as necessary existence because that will now take me to part 2 of my argument. If you do take me there, if not, then we're fine. So now it's up to you to tell me what issues you have with what I've said, then I can address them, and then we can move forward to the second part.
So what you're accepting seems to be that the God, nobody made God. So
according to our definition, yes.
Well, according to your chain of logic,
yes,
everything that is contingent
yes,
has a causal chain. There's something ahead of it.
Is contingent, yeah. Cause
contingent on something.
Yes,
else.
good.
So we have to accept that as a piece of logic. But you're saying that piece of logic doesn't apply to God.
I'm saying that piece of logic does apply to God because according to that piece of logic, to use air quotes, is a necessary existence. Doesn't fall into a contingent existence.
Well, it sounds like it's very convenient that you've separated things into necessary, contingent, etc.
Right.
Without you defining something as necessary and not contingent on anything, your argument falls apart. So it's down to your definition and your perception
I'll tell you,
of the world.
Right. So this is not my argument per se. This is something, and the terms that I've taken this are from proofs of modal logic. You can check this up when you go home. More specifically, if you want to check it up, it's S5 logic, which is very detailed, and it's not something that can be explained in 5 minutes.
That's a bit of a surprise. Okay, yeah.
So, bearing this in mind, when you're looking at modal logic uses terms like necessary existent, contingent existent. That's part of that field of modal logic.
And who decides whether you apply necessary or contingent to God?
That's exactly what we're saying. Definitionally speaking, if we say God is a contingent existence,
then he doesn't exist.
No, then that doesn't solve the conundrum of an infinite regress. So right. There has to be an end to that chain.
Why?
Because then life would be an absurdity.
It's pretty absurd from where I'm standing, Sunshine.
Like what?
You.
What do you mean?
Well, your logic is pretty absurd. You've assembled definitions around what you'd like the existence of God to be. Basic. Sorry, I haven't finished.
All right.
You've assembled definitions around God or your specific belief in God. I'm so sorry, is this boring the shit out of you?
No, it's just so condescending because
the way you're speaking, I'm replying.
What's modal logic? What's modal logic?
I've got no idea.
Jesus is God, Muhammad is God.
What's S5 logic?
I don't know.
What's the contingency argument?
No, well, the contingency argument seems to be something that works conveniently for you.
What's the fallacy of infinite regress?
Jesus is God, Muhammad
right.
You define it well enough.
So you're somebody that doesn't understand any of these terms. I have no
No.
Can I finish
You're
now?
somebody-
Can I finish now?
you're somebody
Can I finish
who
now?
has not
I'd like to finish
those
now.
terms.
I'd like to finish. Now, the fact that I've walked you through this, yeah?
You haven't.
And educated you.
No, you haven't.
And helped you understand
Clearly, you
something. Can I
haven't.
finish?
Jesus.
Something
You
that
haven't.
I'd like to finish. Something that you'd be charged 60 to 100 pounds an hour to be taught. And I've taught you this for free in a space of 15 to 20 minutes. And rather than being grateful, you're telling me I've made up these terms when you don't even understand what these terms are.
You charge people 60 quid an hour for this.
No, I don't. I'm telling you what the tuition rates are nowadays. That's very weak
Not where I
reasoning.
come from.
Well, in London, if you're living here, that's the rates. Yeah,
No,
especially
much more expensive.
well, 60 to 100 with basic logic, basic logical lessons. Because you don't need the S5 lesson for that. Obviously, there's going to be
No,
more.
it's just I prefer to go to people who are experts and therefore they charge accordingly.
Yeah, no, I don't think
Seems
you
like
benefit
if you're
from that.
used to 60, well,
If you go to an expert and he
I don't-
explains something to you and you say, oh, you're telling me words that are very convenient for you, I'm sorry, that's such a low level thinking. It's cringe.
I totally disagree with your premise.
This is high level
on
cringe
logic,
over here.
You've decided your own definitions. You've decided.
How
what
have I?
to
I've
apply
just
to
told
it.
you these definitions are from the principle, modal logic, S5, and now I'll add one more in there, the principle of sufficient reason.
No.
Yes.
No.
Yes.
Amazing.
Yes.
Okay.
What is principle
But
of sufficient
you're
reason?
applying them.
I promise you don't know what this is.
Look, we're not on mic.
I'm not interested.
You're not
by this.
interested. Don't waste my time then.
I
You're
just
done.
want you
You're done
to
out here.
explain yourself, which you can't do.
You're done out here.
And conveniently,
clueless.
you blame it on me. You say I haven't
You're a
understood.
clueless, uneducated,
You haven't explained.
arrogant individual.
You believe those?
Do you believe that you came from chance? Are you actually thinking about that? My God.
The main perspective is you can do things.
Well, if my mum hadn't met my dad,
My mum had what? How does that answer what I'm saying? Did you come by chance?
I don't necessarily believe in determinism. You see, the thing is, we have to have
That's
free
the
will.
opposite of determinism.
Well, we don't have a choice but to have free will.
I've asked you, do you come by chance? Is that what you believe, or do you believe you came from nothing?
I come from stardust.
Right. And where does that come from?
The stars,
And
neutrons.
where does that come from?
So you're going for an
Yeah.
infinite regression,
Right.
but not when it comes to God.
No, that was exactly what you're talking about, causal chain. I undercut you by going to a contingent chain, but you are unable to see the argument. In fact,
Only because you're applying.
no, you just don't understand the argument, which is fine if you are humble enough to tell me, look, I don't understand the argument.
I've
Can you
told
give me a
you
different
that.
argument? No, you didn't. You
I've
said
told
make your
you,
argument,
I
and
don't
then
understand
you're accusing
your
me of making up terms. You're not
No.
even humble
No,
enough to tell
didn't.
me that I don't
said
understand
you're
those terms.
applying it. You're applying
It's
those
not
terms
me,
as
sir.
you want.
I'm saying by inference, by deduction, that's what happens in modal logic. That's what you do. Premises 1, premises 2, the conclusion. You don't understand what I'm saying. Now let me come down a notch here.
Thank you.
Everything, this world that you see, this universe, how do you believe it came to be?
Oh, I don't know.
You don't know?
No.
Okay, let's go to the inference to the best explanation, which is
No.
abduction, right?
Well,
You know
let
what
me
abduction is,
Let me
right?
explain myself.
Right.
I don't know, whereas you apparently do.
Look, don't tell me what I know, what I don't know. I'm asking you a question.
I've told you I don't know.
Right. Then if you don't know something, just like we don't know a lot of things in science, what do we do when we don't know something?
I'm asking you what you think. And you say you've got proof. I'm asking you for the proof. I've been quite transparent. I don't know.
You've been very disingenuous.
Really?
Even when you've been given proof, you've been
Where's the proof?
gaslighting.
You haven't given me the proof.
You just haven't understood the proof, which you should be humble enough to tell me.
That's amazing. Okay, explain it to me again.
I'm not explaining that to you again. It
Is
took
that
me
because you
15
can't?
minutes. No, it took me 15 minutes to explain it, only to hear at the end, oh, you're making up terms.
Well, you did.
No, I didn't. What did I make up?
I didn't say you've made up terms. I
Yes, you
said
did.
you applied them where you wanted to.
Well, isn't that what you do to terms? And then if I've applied it wrongly, you're supposed to correct
so
me.
we agree.
If I've applied something
No.
incorrectly,
No, I didn't
according
say that.
to your
We
view,
agree. You have applied terms, namely.
yes, I apply terms in
Great.
sentences.
We disagree.
Well, you don't apply terms in sentences.
No, we agree. But sorry, we agree. You apply terms. We
Yes, I
disagree
apply
because-
terms
Hey,
to appear coherent in
Excuse me.
a discussion.
May I finish?
I don't know what
We
the point
agree
is.
that you-
Even if you finish, there's no point.
Okay. Fine.
Yeah. Let me take the microphone. Do you have a microphone?
No.
Yeah.